guys, I prepared a presentation in Slovene. I wasn't aware there would be predominantly international public, so I will make a damage control and I will lead out the presentation in English. As said, I'm coming from company Domel. This is, let's say, for Slovenian circumstances, a big-sized company, but for global circumstances, let's say medium size, it's 1,200 employees, and we produce mainly electrical motors for all sorts of appliances. And here I will talk about the impacts of knowledge growth and technology innovations and how this impacts on our business. So we started on the ruins of the Second World War, although our roots go a long way into the history. Before we had 700 years of iron production, nail making, and after the Second World War we started firstly with office equipment, which was quite, let's say, similar production, nail, wire bending. But we learned technologies, and from that we transferred to laboratory equipment, scales, weights, and stuff like that. And in laboratory equipment, we made first laboratory centrifuges, and for these centrifuges, they needed electrical motor, and onwards from that, our motors became our core business. And this was all the way to the 19th, when former Yugoslavia collapsed, although our main market was not Yugoslavian market, it was always first the US market and then European market, so we were actually not hit much by the collapse of Yugoslavia. Together with product development, we developed also technologies. On the first picture, you can see still quite manually assembled. These are binders for papers. You have it in your offices still, although we have all computers. There's still a significant amount of binders that we need. In the 60s, there was a bit higher level of automatization required by the new product. These were conveyor belts, different hand-used tools. And then in the 90s, at the beginning of the 2000s, this was a pellet system which improved flexibility, and parallelly to improved flexibilities, multi-parameter controls were introduced in the between stages and also on the final stage to assure quality products. And recently there's a move towards, let's say, multitasking automatized cells, we call it. So it means not only one appliance does one thing, but they do several things and they are quite flexible. Now to move to one product, how this reflects to the lifetime of the product. To see this impact, we have to observe, let's say, a multi-scale product, which was done in quite a large amount over the last 4 decades. This is a vacuum cleaner unit. You all have it, I would say at least one vacuum cleaner, if not more, in your houses. And you probably didn't notice, but actually a lot of changes happened during the last decades. Here on graph you can see, first of all, weight went down to 1/3 that it was 40 years ago for the same power. Then politicians actually did something good. They limited in 2014 the power limit. Before 2014, the highest powers in vacuum cleaners were up to 2.5 kilowatts. So quite a good heater you had besides the cleaning. Then in 2014, it was limited to 1,400 watts. Here you can see turning point. And then in 2017, actually, it will be limited to 900 watts. So if you want to have a strong vacuum cleaner, you should buy it now. Till September, you have time. But to compensate this loss of power, we needed to improve the efficiency. This is this curve. So you can see the efficiency of motors. Here I'm talking just about the motors. Went up for twice as 40 years ago, although a much lower amount of material is used. And here you can see how also the size of motor was changing. Now to see how this reflects on the lifetime of the product on the market, if you want to keep the product on the market, you have to constantly make upgrades. But from now and then you need to make a bigger change. So you switch a generation of motors. This is connected usually to really high investments. And here you can see, for example, this one is already phased out. This one is now in the phase of phasing out. The third generation is still quite successful in the market, but we already in 2012, 2013, we were thinking about 2017. So on this year, when they're in the limit 900 watt, and we launched a new generation. Here you can see we learned also in this field from the past, usually there's some time needed to ramp up the product. Here we hopefully did a good job. We will see in the future. And to do all this, you need to have a good development. You need to have a knowledge growth, and also development must develop. So in 1946, the main developers would be tool makers, because the difficulty at that time was not performance of the product, but it was more difficult how to produce such product. So those who were producing tools actually developed the product. In the 60s, technology guys took over the development. So the emphasis was more on the productivity side, and technology guys were actually shaping the product the way that they could increase their productivities. In the 70s, there was, let's say, more applicative development applied. And this was up to the 90s, end of the 90s, when we started with basic research and development, parallel to applicative development. So in Domel, I'm head of basic research and development. We have approximately 100 developers, just product developers. Then we have at least 100 technology guys, and then also the same amount for tools and clients development. So together with core knowledge, we need to grow the core knowledge. These are experts, groups of experts using the latest tools to develop, and also for technology. Let's say after 2000, automatization took, for serial products, there's no operation done manually, all it's automatized. Then parallel hybrid components were developed. I will show immediately how this reflects into the product. And then in the last years, digitalization was also one significant part of changes. And what this enables products with, let's say, better performance that competitors can do. For example, in this case, I have 3 products. This one, the small one, actually you hold it in your hands when you use paint sprayers. Must be light, must be powerful to be able to spray all sorts of paints with different viscosities and so on. And to carry it light, it means must turn fast. So in this case, this one is actually the fastest turning universal motor in the world. It's, when you say one, it already turned more than 1,000 times. And it's universal is because must be price acceptable. Electronically commutated motors can turn faster, but they will be too expensive. Then the second one, you see a system for vacuum cleaners. We had a survey of vacuum cleaners in Europe, and actually out of 5 quietest vacuum cleaners, in 3 of them was our motor inside. So with the knowledge how to lower the aerodynamic noise, structural noise, we managed to keep competitive advantages over, let's say, our competitors, as from West, as from East. And the last one, this is an example of motor. For example, here we all fill the cooling air. Such kind of motors provide the turning of blowers for cooling, and they work 7 days per week, 24 hours per day, and the efficiency here is really very important. And here we achieve efficiency together with controller more than 90%. So if we compare with average motors in the market, you can get, with our yearly production, we save energy of middle-sized hydro plant here in Slovenia. This is just by yearly production of these motors. And not only that you can produce a higher performing product, you can be also flexible to get to the new opportunities. For example, I was talking about hybrid components. This is a motor for driving washing machines. In the past, here would be, let's say, 50 pieces. Now, on the end, you have 3 different pieces. So it means you are overmolding, already doing the structural parts at the same time, eliminating many of the processes. Then for, let's say, e-mobility, not only efficiency for battery consumption, also the experience of the bicyclist is important, how he feels, how motors helps him, that he still feels that he is driving the bike, not the motor. And then the last one I would like to present, it was just shown on the fair in Frankfurt, and it got quite some, let's say, attention also as from customers as well from competitors. It's a multi-fan wall, eliminating big fans with smaller fans to have more evenly distributed air, but it's driven by one controller, so it's also synchronizing the motors.
Okay, do you think we could wrap up? This is amazing, yes. And we could go on and on. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Any
okay.
final? Yeah.
So, just to wrap up.
Okay.
How does the growth of knowledge impact? It enables competitive products. We can enter in the early development phases with our customers. We have long-term partnerships because of this. We are enabled to have organic growth, and we are also able to keep up in times of crisis. And more importantly, also has a good impact on the environment.
Thank you so much, Mr. Rihtaršič. And of course, for our guests, Domel is undoubtedly an exemplary company because it's owned by the workers, and they're really an amazing story of success in Slovenia. We could go on and on. Thank you so much.